We're back with another climbing challenge, with our first challenger being the ICE VTX Recumbent Trike, weighing in at 37 pounds. The VTX was designed by ICE Trikes in the United Kingdom as an all-out speed trike, with a chromoly steel main frame and aluminum boom and rear section. This example sports the upgraded carbon fiber seat. I found the VTX to be fast on the flats and descents, and a bit slower than a road bike on extreme climbs. Its main advantage today will be stability compared to our other two contenders, with its main handicap being its weight. Our second contender will be the M5 Lightning U2 Lowracer, which weighs in at 30 pounds. The U2 started life as a standard M5 Lowracer, built in the Netherlands by Bram Mowens. It was then transformed by Tim Brummer of Lightning Cycle Dynamics in Lompoc, California, with Tim adding a new 406 front wheel and monoblade fork, shortening the rear end and changing the rear wheel size to 24 inches, which allowed the bike to qualify for USCF time trials. Unfortunately, after Brummer proved his concept by doing extremely well at the USCF Record Challenge in Moriarty, New Mexico, the U2 and all recumbents were subsequently banned from USCF time trials. The U2 is built of chromoly steel with a carbon fiber seat, and although it's extremely fast on the flats, I've never found it to be a great climber on steep grades. It should be interesting to see how it does here today. Our third contender today will be the Reynolds TBone, weighing in at 24 pounds. The TBone was built by George Reynolds at the Reynolds Weld Lab in New Hampshire, using a long section of ovalized titanium tubing, which partially explains the bike's light weight. George built many similar bikes, including the Wishbone and the Z-Bone, which I haven't had a chance to try, but I've always been extremely impressed with the TBone. The TBone originally had an underseat steering setup, which I converted to overseat steering to improve the bike's aerodynamics. Its combination of aero design and lightness makes it a shockingly fast bike on the flats. I've always found it to be a pretty decent climber as well on grades up to 6%, but I've never tried taking it up anything as steep as the hill it's about to encounter. And speaking of the hill it's about to encounter, we're once again back at our official test hill, which runs for about 1/5 of a mile, with the initial section starting out at around 6%, leveling off a bit, and then moving into a long section that runs between 9.5% and 10%. Okay, so we originally had planned to make this a split screen shot like we did in our last climbing video, with me racing myself through the magic of special effects, but you'll see why we didn't do it in a few seconds here. This is the run with the VTX Trike, which went pretty well. I managed to push it pretty strongly through the 10% section, and I wound up with an overall time of 47.77 seconds. Alright, this was the run with the Lightning M5 U2 Lowracer, and I'll admit I had my doubts about whether I was going to be able to get up the hill with this thing in the first place, but I did pretty good over here in the 6% section, but I just couldn't really maintain the speed. There I am hitting the 10% grade and losing control of the bike, and I just couldn't do it. It's kind of sad, isn't it? And here was the run with the Reynolds TBone. Again, I started off pretty well. I got through the 6% grade okay, and I had higher hopes for this because it's a little bit lighter than the U2. But as you can see here, when I hit the 10% grade again, I just couldn't seem to get the pedals to turn over fast enough to maintain balance, and I just had to stop. So you know we weren't going to end the video like that. We went back up the next day here, dragged everything back up to the top of the hill, and for the first run of the day I took my Serrata Legend Tie road bike up, weighs about 19 pounds, just to kind of prove to myself that it wasn't all that difficult getting up this hill, and as sort of another reference. So here I am on the Serrata. Car comes up behind me, gives me a little bit more motivation. Hit the 10%, no problem. And there I go over the top, no problem whatsoever. And this is the second run with the Lightning M5 U2. I went into this with a completely different mindset. It was basically, I'm going to make it to the top of this hill on this thing or die trying. Here I am past the 6% again, coming into the 10% here, and I was really hurting, but I was just gonna kill myself, and that's what I did. I just made sure I kept flipping those pedals over, getting that crank around. You can see I'm losing control of the bike. I'm not able to hold a great line there, but I'm still moving, and I'm still upright, and I'm going, come on! Come on! And there you go, I did it. And you know I had to give it another shot on the Reynolds TBone, so here is that attempt. I was fairly confident, since I had just made it up on the U2, that I'd be able to do it on the lighter TBone, so I had that going for me. And here I am coming into the 10% grade. Come on, come on. Again, it was a Herculean effort here. I really had to push both psychologically and physically to keep that crank rolling over. And you can see I'm not holding a great line on the TBone either, but come on! I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Come on, you're almost there. And there you go, I did it. So in first place we have the ICE VTX coming in with a time of 47.77 seconds. In second place we have the Reynolds TBone with a time of 50.67 seconds. And in third place we have the Lightning M5 U2 with a time of 51.53 seconds. The Trike and bikes were actually closer in their times than I thought they would have been, and I'm pretty sure that the Trike had a significant advantage off the line because I didn't have to worry about clipping in. I was having to put a lot more effort into the two-wheel racing recumbents, but I attribute a lot of that to lack of practice. I never climbed steep grades on these go-fast flatland bikes, but I'm sure that with more practice I'd become a better climber with them. Oh, the Serrata Legend Tie did put in the best overall time at 44.5 seconds, but since I wasn't originally including it in this challenge, we'll leave an analysis of titanium road bikes versus recumbents for another video. While the two recumbent bikes have definite advantages on the flats, their disadvantage climbing steep grades is that unless you maintain a fast enough speed, they become very unstable. The solution to this, of course, is, as with most things in life, if you're about to fall over, just pedal faster. If you can.